So in the last class, we are observing the bending stresses in the beam. So we had derived an equation. That is nothing but m by I. M by I is equal to F by Y is equal to E by R. Where M is the maximum bending moment maximum under the beam. So this can be found by the shear force and bending moment diagram. So the bending moment diagram, in the bending moment diagram, we need to find out the maximum bending moment. In the bending moment diagram, we need to find out the maximum bending moment under the beam due to the external load applied on the beam. So I need to take the maximum bending moment, that is M, and Ixx is the moment of inertia about the cross-sectional area. So I need the cross-sectional areas of the beams. So it may be a I section, it may be a I section, it may be a T section. So it may be a I section, it may be a T section, it may be a circular, or it may be a rectangular. I need to find out the centroid. Of that compound section. I need to find out the centroid of that compound section. And I need to find out the moment of inertia. About that axis. So you have learned in the engineering mechanics how to calculate the centroid of a composite bar. So composite sections, how to measure the centroids, and as well as how to measure the moment of inertia, by using the parallel axis theorem. So I need to find out the moment of inertia. So both here only one equation is required, but this is another problem and this is another problem. So we need to find out the bending moment under the beam. So the beam will be given here and the loads will be given here, and we need to find out the reaction force, and I need to draw the shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. So under the bending moment diagram, I need to find out the maximum bending moment. Under the bending moment diagram, I need to find out the maximum value, that is the M value now. So the procedure is total second unit 2. We need to follow the unit 2 for finding the M. And for finding the Ixx, that is moment of inertia. For finding the moment of inertia, I need to follow the procedure of finding the moment of inertia. You have followed the procedure in engineering mechanics. So by using these two procedures, and I need to substitute the values directly in my equation. To find the stress of the beam, stresses in the beam, which is the having a layer distance is y. That is the layer distance, the topmost layer distance, and the bottommost layer distance from the neutral axis. So this is a neutral layer. This is a neutral layer. This is a neutral layer. So from the neutral layer, I need to consider the layer's height. That is nothing but a y. So I need to find out the maximum stresses involved in the cross section of the beam. So while deriving the derivation, we have assumptions. We are taking some assumptions. We are taking some assumptions. It is 2 marks, very important 2 marks question. What are the assumptions while deriving the bending stress? While deriving the bending stress, first one is the beam material is homogeneous. The beam material is homogeneous and isotropic. The beam material is homogeneous and isotropic. And the second point is it obeys the Hooke's law. It obeys the Hooke's law is the second point while deriving the bending stress. And the third point is a transverse cross section. That is the cross section of the beam. That is the transverse cross sections remain the same after the bending and before bending. The transverse section before bending and after bending, it remains same. The transverse cross sections will not change. That is the third assumption. Next, fourth assumption is the layers. We are considering the layers from the neutral layer. We are considering the layers at a distance of y from the neutral layer. That neutral layer, above the neutral layer, whatever the layers we are considering, it is free to expand and contract. So it is a free amount to expand or contract independently. So కిందున్న లేయర్స్ తో సంబంధం లేకుండా అది ఎక్స్పాండ్ అవ్వచ్చు, కాంట్రాక్ట్ అవ్వచ్చు అని చెప్తున్నాడు. కిందున్న లేయర్, దాని కిందున్న లేయర్ తో సంబంధం లేకుండా it is free to expand or contract. So that is expand means it can increase the length. The layer can be increase its length and decrease its length. Decrease its length. Hello. Next, the value of Young's modulus is same for the tensile and a compression. So actual ga chuste ganaka tensile ki compression ki Young's modulus same ga radamma. If I do the UTM test, UTM machine use chesi compression test as well as tensile test cheste ganaka ee renditliki Young's modulus same ga raadu, but we are assuming that it is same for the beam. బీమ్ కి సేమ్ గానే ఉంది అనుకుని ప్రాబ్లం సాల్వ్ చేసాము. నెక్స్ట్ లాస్ట్ పాయింట్ ఇస్ సిక్స్త్ పాయింట్ ఇస్ ద బీమ్ ఇస్ ఇన్ ఈక్విలిబ్రియం కండిషన్. సో అన్బ్యాలెన్స్డ్ ఈక్విలిబ్రియం కండిషన్ లో లేదు, బీమ్ అనేది ఈక్విలిబ్రియం కండిషన్ లోనే ఉంది అనుకునే టోటల్ 6 assumptions. Total 6 assumptions we are assuming while deriving the bending stress equation. So this is the bending stress equation. So we need to do the problems. So the first problem is a rectangular cross section of a beam. So this is the cross section whose width is 60 mm, whose width is 60 mm and depth is 150 mm, and a simply supported beam of 6 meter span. So this is the length of the beam. Is subjected to a point load of 12 kilonewton. A point load of 12 kilonewton at the center of the beam. At the center of the beam, that is from the 3 meters and from the 3 meters from the supports. Find the maximum bending stress induced in the beam. Find the maximum bending stress induced in the beam cross section. So first of all, I need to find out the maximum bending moment, that is M, for a beam whose having a reactions RA and RB and a point load of 12 kilonewtons is applied at the center. Kilonewtons is applied at the center. So how to find the RA and RB? The procedure is same. RA plus RB need to be equal to the 12 kilonewtons, and RB into distance 6 is a positive value, and 12 into distance is 3. I am considering the moments at A need to be 0. Therefore, RB value is 6 kilonewton because it is acting at the center. RA will be 6 kilonewton. So here I am getting RA and RB. After finding RA and RB, I need to draw the shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. So while drawing the shear force diagram, initially 6, it is moving upwards. So 6 upwards, and 6 and minus 6 and a plus 6 and a 0. So this is 6 upwards and 6 upwards and a minus 6 and 0 is the shear force diagram. It is a negative shear force, it is a positive shear force. So we observed that from the previous unit, wherever the shear force changes its sign, at that location only we are getting a maximum bending moment. Therefore, the shear force changes at C. The shear force changes its sign at C. Therefore, the bending moment at C. The bending moment at C. Now I need to consider the section at C. And RB into distance is 3. So 6 into 3. And 12 into distance is 0. So I am getting 18 kilonewton meter as the bending moment at C, which is a maximum value. So that is this value. Now I am converting this kilo. Therefore 18 into 10 to the power of 3. Now it is in newtons. Now I am converting this meters also in mm because the area is in mm. The cross section is in mm. Therefore again 10 to the power of 3. So I am getting in terms of units Newton meter బదులు mm. Newton meter బదులు mm గా మార్చుకున్నానమ్మా. Therefore I am getting 18 into 10 to the power of 6 is the maximum bending moment. Next, I need to find out the section modulus or moment of inertia about this cross section. Now I need to find out the moment of inertia about this cross section. So I need the centroid. So it will be lying at the height of 150 divided by 2. 150 divided by 2. The centroid will be lying at a distance of 150 divided by 2. That is the y bar. Here I need y bars only in this problem, Sama. No need of x bars. I need only y bars. Next, I need the Ixx value for the rectangular cross section. So the equation is Ixx is equal to BD cube by 12. So here B is 60 and D is 150. Therefore 60 into 4 cube by 12 gives the Ixx value. And next, I need the y value because my equation is m by I is equal to f by y. I need to find out the f. That is nothing but a bending stress. He needs the bending stresses. So I need to find out the f. So I need to consider the y also. So y, if I consider the outermost layer, that is either on the top or on the bottom from the neutral layer, the both are same. The both are same. Both are having the value of y only, that is nothing but 150 by 2. It is symmetrical about this centroid. The height is symmetrical about this centroid. Either I move in the positive direction, either I move in the negative direction. The value of the topmost layer and the value of the bottommost layer are same. The distance is same from the neutral axis. So it is nothing but the y having a maximum value, y having a maximum value of 75 mm. So I can substitute now. I know the value of m, I know the Ixx value, I know the y value maximum. So I can substitute the values and I can find the f. That is nothing but a bending stress. The maximum bending stress at the topmost layers and at the bottommost layers are similar. But at the topmost layer, it is a simply supported beam, so it feels a compression. It feels a compression, and bottommost layers feels a tensile. The value magnitude is same, Amma. The magnitude is same, but the topmost layers feels a compression due to it is a simply supported beam. It is a simply supported beam. The topmost layer feels a compression and a bottommost layer feels a tensile. The magnitude is same. Both having the same magnitude because the y is same. Because the y is same, therefore both having the same magnitude but in opposite directions. Therefore the stress will be a positive in this direction and negative in this direction. The stress distribution will be like this. So next problem. Here, next problem is a cantilever beam, Amma. A cantilever beam whose cross section is 80 mm and depth is 120 mm. Depth of the beam, that is a cross sectional of beam, is telling that is 80 mm and 120 mm depth, and its length is 6 kilonewton. Length, a point load of 6 kilonewton, and a length of the beam we need to calculate here. Is not giving the length of the beam. A point load of 6 kilonewton is acting at the free end, and the maximum bending stress in the beam is 40. He had given the F value directly, 40 megapascal. He had given the F value. He had given the F value directly. We need to find out the length of the cantilever beam. Length of the cantilever beam. So the formula is same, m by I is equal to F by Y. F is given value now, and Y we can find here. Y, it is symmetrical about the neutral axis. Therefore, the Y will be in the positive direction the same and negative direction will be same. So the value is 120 divided by 2. It is nothing but a 60 mm. So both are having the same values, either it is a positive or negative. If I move from the positive direction also as well as the negative direction from the neutral axis, it is same. So now y also is a known value, and I can find the ixx because it is a rectangular body. I can find the ixx. It is nothing but b dq by 12. So b is known value 80 and depth is 120 whole cube by 12. So I can find the ixx. This is also known value. Now m is unknown here. M is unknown here. So find the m by using this formula. Find the m by using this formula. Now the m will be known value by substituting all these values, and the units for the m is Newton or kilonewton, mm. Now considering a beam, so I need to find out the reactions Ra and Ma. Ra and Ma. The maximum bending moment at for the cantilever beam will be occur before A. The maximum bending moment at the fixed end will be seen in at the fixed end we will see. The maximum bending moment at the fixed end we will see. Before A, we will get the maximum bending moment. It is nothing but 6 into length. The bending moment maximum is M is equal to 6 into L. So equating these two, we can find the L value. Equating these two, we can find the L value in meters or in centimeter or in mms. We need to find it and we need to convert into meters. So this is the second problem. So next, third problem is very interesting problem. A timber beam. So a beam is made up of a wood and whose length is 8 meters and simply supported. A beam carries a UDL of 12 kilonewton per meter. 12 kilonewton per meter and runs entire span. And a point load of 10 kilonewton. At a 3 meters from the left support. So this is the left support. The point of 10 kilonewtons, point load of 10 kilonewtons is acting at a 3 meters from the left support. And he had given that the depth is twice the width of the depth. Therefore, here the cross section is also a rectangular cross section. The cross section is also a rectangular cross section, and the depth is twice the width. The depth is twice the width. They are not giving the width as well as depth.
కార్ లేరు లెఫ్ట్ అయిపోయారా ఏరా బాబు
అరే సైలెంట్ గా ఉండండి సార్ వచ్చాక మళ్ళీ ఇబ్బంది
సార్ లేరు
ఆసిఫ్
కదా
గడ అరే ఆసిఫ్ గడ బయట తీస్తుంటాడు రా సార్ని.
ఏరా పండు పండు
అబ్బా డానీ
ఏయ్ పండు
డానీ
బా
ప్లే బాయ్
ఏంటి బా
ఏం చేద్దాం బా
బండి ఎలాగొందిరా?
ఉందా ఏదో ఉంది అలాగా
ఏదో ఉండవు ఏంటి తుక్కు తుక్కు.
హలో
ఏ గుణ
బాగున్నారా?
ఎట్రా అందరూ పండు అంటారు ఎట్రా?
అరే సార్ వచ్చారా పర్లేదుగా अच्छा अच्छा
अच्छा 150 रुपये होता है मेरे पास।
We need to find out the width as well as depth of the cross section. So we need to find out the maximum bending moment under this beam. We need to find out the maximum bending moment under this beam. So to find the maximum bending moment, I need to find out the RA and RB. I need to find out the RA and RB. So here RA and RB is equal to 10 plus 12 into 8. The length of the span is 8. So total I have RA plus RB is equal to 106. Total I have the RA and RB is equal to 106. Next, moments at A. Moments at A. Therefore, RB into distance is 8. RB into distance is 8 meters. And 12 into 8. 12 into 8 is another point load, converted point load. 12 into 8 is another converted point load. And the distance is 8 by 2. It is nothing but 4. And another point load of 10 kilonewtons, and its distance is 3 from A. So it needs to be a 0. It needs to be a 0. It needs to be a 0. So finding this, substituting all the values, I need to find out the RA and RB. I need to find out the RA and RB. Therefore, the values are, these are the two values. After finding RA and RB, I need to draw the shear force diagram. So I need to draw the shear force diagram. So I need to move the section from the right hand side to the left hand side. I need to move the section from the right hand side to the left hand side. Therefore, before B is 0, at B is 51.75, and next point is C. Therefore, before C is positive 51.75 into the distance of UDL on my right hand side is 5. Is 5 meters. Therefore, 12 into 5 is the shear force on my right hand side of the section. Therefore, if I calculate the value, it is a negative 8.25. So it is changing in between B and C only. So it is a positive and is a negative. the sign change occurs in between B and C only. The sign change is occur in between B and C only. So in between only I have some point. So I am considering a D point and at a distance of X. Therefore, shear force at D is equal to 0. Shear force at D is equal to 0, which is equal to a positive 51.75, and the length here is X only, 12 into X. Therefore, finding the X. Therefore, finding the X, that is the D position. At D, the shear force is 0. At D, the shear force is 0. Therefore, so I am getting the value of 4.31 meters from the B. From the B. Now, we know that shear force at D is 0. Therefore, we will get the bending moment at D is maximum. No need of drawing the bending moment, total bending moment diagram. I need only the value. Maximum bending moment value మాత్రమే నాకు కావాలి. So I am finding the maximum bending moment. Therefore, the maximum bending moment will be occur at the D. Therefore, the bending moment at D is equal to 51.75 and the distance is 4.31 and the UDL is 12 into 4.31 and into a distance is again 4.31 by 2. So it is a converted UDL on my right hand side and it's a distance. This is the distance, converted UDL. This is the converted UDL. So this is the maximum bending moment in this beam. This is the maximum bending moment in this beam. So M is known value now. Now I need to find out the moment of inertia IXX for a rectangular cross section. So we know that IXX for a rectangular is BD cube by 12, BD cube by 12, where D is, he had given as a relation, D is 2 times of B, therefore substituting in times of D. So 2 to the power of 3, 2B to the power of 3, so I am getting 8B to the power of 4 by 12. 8B to the power of 4 by 12 is the IXX value. Now I know the relation, that is a standard equation, M by IXX is equal to F by Y. So here F is also known value. If you see the problem, the timber should not exceed 8 Newton per mm square. That is a bending stress. The units here is Newton per mm square is nothing but a stress units. So the units should not exceed, that is the stress should not exceed 8 Newton per mm square. Therefore 8 into 10 power 6 is the stress. This is the stress summa. And Y is also known value. So the Y is the topmost layers. It is symmetrical about the axis. Therefore Y will be D by 2, where D is 2B by 2. Therefore 2 will be cancelled. Y will be equal to B. Y will be equal to B in this problem. Therefore, solving. So here substituting all the values, M is a known value, and IXX in terms of B, and stress is a known value, and Y in terms of B. Therefore, here unknown is only P. Here the unknown is only P. So moving all the known values to the left hand side or to the right hand side, and here B cube. So whatever the value I am getting to the power of root 3. Root 3. I need to apply the root 3. And I need to find out the B value. The answer is, the B value is 0.27 meters. This is the 0.275 meters. So I can write in mm also or in meters also. Therefore, the D value will be 2 times of B. So in this manner, I need to find out the width as well as I need to design the cross section of the beam. Cross section of the beam where the load is known on the beams. We need to design the cross section of the beams when the load is known on the beams. So next problem, unsymmetrical cross section. Unsymmetrical cross section. Unsymmetrical cross section, and it is an I cross section. The figure shows a I cross section. If the maximum bending stress in the beam is 40 megapascal, find the moment which the beam can resist. I need the M value. I need the M value. I need the M value. So M is equal to F by Y into IXX. I need the M value now. So F is given value, and Y, if the cross section is given, I can find the Y's. That is a negative Y and a positive Y. Topmost layers. Topmost layers and bottommost layer. This is a positive Y. And this will be a negative Y. This will be a positive Y and it will be a negative Y. So this is the cross section of the beam. I section he had given. So initially I need to find out the Y bar. Initially I need to find out the Y bar. Initially I need to find out the Y bar from the bottom. From the bottom, that is centroid. So we know the equation that is, Y bar is equal to A1 Y1 plus A2 Y2 plus A3 Y3 divided by A1 plus A2 plus A3. So here we have 3 cross sections while I am moving from the bottom to top. While I am moving from the bottom to top. So A1 is nothing but 200 into 50, and A2 is again 200 into 50, and A3 is 100 into 50, and Y1. So from the bottom I need to consider, Y1 is 25, 50 by 2, 50 by 2, and Y2 is 200 by 2, it is nothing but 100, and from the bottom, so 100 plus 50, 100 plus 50, that is the 150, is the Y2, and Y3, so 50 divided by 2, it is 25, So from the bottom, it is 50 plus 200 plus 25. So I will get 275. So this is the values 275, 150 and 25. And this is the area values A1, A2, A3. By substituting this, I will get the centroid. I will get the centroid. So that value is 175 or 125 from the bottom. So from the bottom it is 125. So this value is 125 and this value is 175. Since my equation, the stress equation is m by I into y, so I need to take the maximum value of y. Maximum value of y. Therefore, I am getting 175 is the maximum value. 175 is the maximum value. 175 is the maximum value. Therefore, I need to take the y as a 175. Y as a 175. Next, I need to find out the Ixx. So here a parallel axis theorem need to be considered here. A parallel axis theorem need to be considered here. Individually I need to find out the Ixx. And for the centroid axis, I need the distance. Area into distance whole square. So parallel axis theorem is Ixx, where for the new centroid Ig is equal to Ixx plus A into the distance whole square. This is the distance between the two axes. This is the local axis and this is the centroid axis, global axis. So I need the distance between these two. So local axis centroid is y bar, local axis centroid is the y bar, and global axis centroid is y bar, and the local axis centroid is y1. So the distance will be y bar minus y1 is h value. Y bar minus y1 is the h value. So here I can use the same formula for each and every cross section. So first for the first cross section the formula, and the second cross section I need to use the same formula, and the third cross section I need to use the same formula. And I need to add all these things to get the total Ixx for the global centroid. Global centroid. So I can use this formula, or I can use this table. I can use this table. So here the table has what is the sections, what is the width, and what is the depth. So first section width is 200, and depth is 50. And the area of the first section is nothing 200 into 50. So I am getting the area. Next, I need to find out the y, that is local centroid of each and every sections from the bottom. So first for the y1, there is nothing but a y1. It is nothing but 50 by 2. It is 25. It is 25. Next, area into y1. Area into y1 to find the y bar. To find the y bar. Area into y1. This is the y1. So I am getting this value. Next, for this, the equation is BD cube by 12. Here B is 200 and D is 50. So 200 into 50 cube by 12. This is the value I am getting. This is the value I am getting. Next, I need to find out the y bar. I need to find out the y bar instead of substituting in this equation. So I need to complete all these values. So for the second section, B is 50, D is 200. For the third section, B is 100, B is 100 and D is 50. Therefore, I am calculating the areas. I need to summation all the areas because the y bar having an equation of AI yi by summation of AI. So I need to submit summation of all these areas. Cross sectional areas annitli summation cheyalama. That is the value of this. Next, and I need to multiply with the area with y1s. So I need to add all this. So a1 y1 plus a2 y2 plus a3 y3. So here I need all these values and I need to add all these things. Next, I need to divide this value by this to get the y bar from the bottom. To get the y bar from the bottom. While doing this table, only y1, y2, y3 need to be conscious by substituting the values. Other all this are directly to you can substitute. ఈ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసేటప్పుడు మాత్రమే మీరు కొంచెం ఒళ్ళు జాగ్రత్త పెట్టుకొని చేయాలి. సో y1 is from the bottom is 25, y2 is 150. ఇంతకు ముందు ఎలా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసామో అలా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసేసుకోవాలి. y3 is, here I have shown it, y3 is from the bottom it is 50 and 200 and it is at a distance of centroid is 50 by 2, it is nothing but 25. So after substituting all the values, I will get the y bar. Now I can use the formula BD cube by 12. Each and every cross sections, and I can find the y bar minus yi, these values whole square. I can calculate this value whole squares, the value whole squares. Next, I need to multiply with the area. This is A1, this is A2 and this is A3. So I need to multiply with the areas. Therefore, each and every value with its area, with that area. So I need to multiply. Now each and every term need to be added because Ixx1, that is for the first section, plus Ixx for the second section, plus Ixx for the third section need to be added. This is the value, adding all this Ixx for individual cross sections. Next, parallel axis theorems need to be added. Parallel axis theorem need to be added. Therefore, adding these two, I will get the total moment of inertia. This is the value. Either I can use the formulas or I can use the table to find the moment of inertia for a compound section. After finding the moment of inertia, now I need to use a standard formula for the bending stress. That is the M is equal to, I need to find out the M only. M is equal to stress by Y into IXX. So now this value is known value now, and he had given this value, stress in the beam is given value, and Y we have found it is 175 mm is the Y value. I need to take the maximum values of Y. Maximum value this column of Y. Either it may be a positive Y or a negative value. Negative lo aina parledu, positive lo aina parledu, but it must be a maximum value. So substituting all the values, I need to find out the bending moments. So with this, I am concluding the section. With this, I am concluding the section. So I need to find out the bending moment of this cross section of a beam. So whatever the beam is not given, the beam length is not given, as well as beam, on the beam what are the loads are not given, but I have calculated the movements to resist the stress. So this is the designing, or these are the designing of the beams. So either I can design the cross section, or I can design the length of the beam. I can apply the loads also. So with this, I am closing this section.